Well. Welcome back to this playlist of publishing my kids' books. It is me, the Poppy Alex. It has been some time, 2 years almost, since I did one of these videos. But why? Why did you wait so long to do another one? I will explain. Well, I did get wrapped up in going to Halloween Horror Nights, and then I just kind of needed a break, and I was working on other things, and making the videos was taking up a lot of the time. And I was just being turned off that nobody was watching, of course, so I didn't make any more. I was like, what's the point? Where's the value in this? No one's watching. And actually, I was going to take you into how Ingram Spark worked. And I felt bad because I should have done that while I was registering the Meow Meow Halloween book, because I could have recorded it, but I didn't. And I have no new Meow Meow books. I've been working on something else completely. Maybe if you follow this channel, you know I've been working on a series called Fight to Save the Universe, which is something I started in high school. And I thought, it'd be kind of fun to continue this comic book cosmic story. And I've been writing all these little individual stories. So that's taken up a lot of my time. And unfortunately this year I became unemployed from my day job, much to my chagrin and surprise. So it's been 3 months since that happened, and I've applied to almost 200 places, had a few interviews, and I'm trying. It's hard to really focus on the creativity as much as I want to because of this thing. Because, you know, you've got to take care of business, got to pay the bills, got to take care of the house, family, and all that. So it has been challenging. I still do work on my other stories, but most of my time is devoted to searching for a job. But then why am I suddenly doing this now? I have not gotten a day job yet, but I've been getting signs from the universe about education. I have applied to work at schools, and I've had interviews mostly with schools. Funny enough, elementary schools mainly. Secretary job, there was one that was paraprofessional. I didn't even know what that was until I researched it. And I'm wondering, well, I haven't been picked by any schools yet. Well, it got me thinking, if I'm being led into the direction of education, why not continue this as a way of teaching you how to publish your own children's books? So I feel compelled to continue this saga. Sorry for such a long delay, but I will give you some inside look into some of how Ingram Spark looks, plus when my first book dropped and the reaction behind all that and what I did to prepare for that. And then we will close the chapter on book 1 for this video you're watching now. The next one will start book 2. So without further ado, let's get to the screen and I'll show you what happens in Ingram Spark. All right, here we are in Ingram Spark. Let's go to the main page. So this is the other side I told you about, where you can publish your books. And it is still free to publish your first copy. See, get started free, publish your book. And this will distribute everywhere. Barnes & Noble, Amazon, BAM, Books A Million, you'll see. And so with this, I went and was able to get my copy of Meow Meow as 11 by 8.5. I wish I could show you the process, but you would start here if you wanted to do it. There's a print and ebook. You could print book only or ebook only. And it goes through the steps of what kind of gloss do you want, how many pages of the book, the ISBN, all that stuff goes in through here, just like you did on Kindle. Again, I apologize for not showing you this process. I should have done this with the Halloween book, but this is what happens. Here's all 3 of my available titles, showing when they were submitted and when they were published. And so if you click on the title, you'll get to see a little bit more. It shows you the author, and the title is available. When you see that magical check mark, that's wonderful. File uploaded. And it gives you the breakdown of when you started doing it. I started in July to get it ready. And I had to get those proof requests. You saw the proofs that I had to do to look over everything. And that's what I uploaded. Everything is a PDF. And so you could place an order here if you're the only of your, you have your account up there and whatnot, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to go to the title, say I made it case laminate. I want that glossy cover. So when you do that, this is what you get. You may get a pending approval thing. If your book is going through the phases, it's got to just be checked, make sure everything fits, as you can see. And any price changes if you decide to change the pricing on the book. If you need to upload new files, you would do that here. Let's start with the basic info. So you got your title, the language it's in, your ISBN is listed. If you want to make it a series number. Meow Meow is kind of a series, but not really. If you miss one, you're not going to miss the end of everything. Granted, the first book gives you a brief synopsis of what it's about. But if you get the second book or the third book, it'll be fine. And I didn't really do a bibliography on myself, biography. But I did put that, role number 1, I'm the author, and contributor role number 2 is I'm the illustrator. And, if you have a separate illustrator, you definitely want to give them credit. And if there's any others, you may want to add a contributor, maybe the editor, whoever else you want to add who actually contributed to the book. And then you got your categories. You put your name. I put my full name. And then you have 3 categories to put it in. So for this, I put juvenile fiction, animals, cats, superheroes, readers, intermediate. You could select your audience, juvenile, child 0 through 12. And I would say my age range is 5 to 10 because it's a little more involved. There's a little more story, of course. The grade range is K through 5. I didn't add any of this. But you could do your keywords, of course. Meow Meow is a keyword. And all these other things I added. Life lessons, superhero picture book. Stories about helping animals, cat, dog. And then you throw in your description, and I added some bold and some bullet points. And the short description, which is kind of fun. I think some of this is required. Review quotes. And I actually got some feedback from friends and family. Yes, it was very kind of them. If you have a table of contents, which I don't. And then you go back to the top and you can go to print info. This is our magic word, enabled for distribution. You love this one. Yes, you know it is ready. And it gives you the trim size. And there's that spine, the binding, hardback, laminate, page count 34. All these little measurements that I added. And I priced it at $20, 43% discount. You do have to have a return policy. And I think if any books were damaged, I'd have them returned to me. And I think this was the promotion I got, the sweet savings. So I was able to do it for free. And I was able to do 2 revisions for free with that at the time. But now Ingram Spark is free. And there it was, the release date, September 1st. There's lots of other things you could see here. You could do features, promote your book, orders. But that's really it. We love this title available. Obviously, if you've uploaded it to Ingram Spark and you want to set a publishing date, you can do that too, which is what I did. Saw that. Publishing date. I've chose September 1st. What a good day to start. Beginning of September. You figure school's back in session. Kids may want another book to read. And so the book did drop. But beforehand, I did something with Fiverr. I wanted to promote the book. So I hired someone on Fiverr. Let me make this bigger. There we go. So I thought, it'd be great to have someone promote the book a little bit ahead of time. And with this particular freelancer, you can promote the book 3 different ways, and I wanted to pick the package where he promotes it a month before the book comes out, the month it comes out, and the month after. So it's kind of creating the build-up and anticipation, and then when the book's out, yay, and then just in case you forgot. So he would post it on blogs, book blogging sites. It's a very interesting way of doing it. So I took a screenshot of the order I had. Don't have the freelancer's name. And he threw in an extra blog, and the post will be put in rotation for the next 3 months. And he gave me the whole schedule of when everything is going to come out. He has 6 of them. So I paid for that. And let's close that out. It's very nice he gave me the schedule so I could make sure I shared it in my personal feed. And so here's one of them. This is Sasquatch Books. Let's make that big. So there it is. It's on the blogging site. Find the elusive books. I don't know how much of an impact this made as a kid's book. And here are the other ones. The Amazon Book of the Day. I took a screenshot of that. Whatever this one. Download this book. And this one, Author's Village. Share your books. And there's the dates. This is, he would do it on different sites each day, which is really cool. Gave me that schedule. It was a little bit up there. I mean, I don't know if it helped much, but I took it and I said, let me try this. And he was good to his word. He put it on all these sites, and maybe it helped. But let's go to what was so delightful to see. September 1st. Look at that. The book was now available. Had to take screenshots of that. Seeing it on Amazon, then Barnes and Noble. Look at that. Of course, it's the orange cover, but it's like, wow, there's my book. You could buy it from these sites. Isn't that amazing? Here it is. My name attached to it. And I just was looking all over the place like, what else? Who else has it? This indie bookstore, IndieBound, had it. Shows the cover price. Gives me credit as author and illustrator. Bam! Books A Million has it, of course. Very cool to see that there. Even at Walmart? Yeah. But the book, they marked up to $28.51. Like, how did they get away with that one? I don't know how they came up with that price, but it was pretty cool to see it on all these sites. And there it was. My book was out there for the world to see, finally, and to buy it. And it was very, very cool to see it in my hands and see other people bring it in to me. I think a friend of mine that I hadn't spoke to in college found out about it, and he ordered the book and mailed it to me so I could sign it and send it to him. And another one did that. One of my grade school friends. Same thing. Like, wow, okay. I'm quite honored and humbled that you want this from me with all this. And some co-workers at the day job bought it and had me sign it. It was quite wonderful to have this book out there. My book, I created it. And of course, one of the best joys was signing a copy and sending it to my granddaughter and my niece. I was very happy to give them copies. I actually handed it to them. That's right. I got to see them in January the next year, 2023, and I gave them the copies in person. Very cool. And there you see, had to pose with the book with the girls because they were inspirations for this, and I was so glad and touched and humbled to actually get to share the book with them. Had to take this picture. And so there it was. Full circle moment. I finally got to release my book and share it with the ones who inspired me to create it. And so there you have it. Meow Meow and the Lost Doggies publishing journey. I learned a lot. It was a major creative challenge, self-discovery. Man, I learned a lot. I did. Not just about publishing, but about myself, what I could do, and what I was capable of, and mistakes I would not want to do on book number 2. So that will be coming up in the next video next time. So I hope this has been helpful, and you learned a lot too from how I published my first kids book, and all the things you should be aware of, things you should avoid, things that will help you save time, things to be aware of as you go on your children's book journey. And I will see you on the next video next time. So thanks for tuning in with me, the Poppy, Alex. See you real soon, and keep creating.